right, so Dave, so to start out by just telling us a little bit about the book. It's out in paperback just of like a week ago.
Tasteful Nudes. Came out last year in hardcover. Now it's in paperback. It's better for the on-the-go lifestyle. And I hope people buy it or it or read it.
So the fact that it's in paperback implies that it actually sold well enough to merit coming out in paperback, or not necessarily.
Yeah. No, I guess. I don't know. I mean, who knows? I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
It did well enough, you know. It's not like a Oprah-level success for a book, but
right,
you know, where she says to go read a book and everyone reads it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it whatever. Yeah.
Right.
I feel like it resonated with a certain group of people.
Yeah.
In North America.
And talk about the process of trying to develop it into a show for Comedy Central.
Well, it's in its infancy. I mean, we're doing it. I'm doing it with a buddy of mine, Eric Gilliland, who is a TV writer and producer who's worked on. His first job was writing for Who's the Boss?
Okay.
The Judith Light, Tony Danza vehicle.
Yeah.
And then he wrote for Roseanne and The Wonder Years.
Right.
A lot of the hit shows out there today, or in the past.
Yeah.
And but we met. We go to the same bars, drink. So we became friends that way.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of mutual friends, but so we're gonna write. We're doing a pilot, writing it this fall.
So you're going to be playing yourself, or someone else is going to?
No, they got some pretty young thing. It's going to be kind of like, not unlike The Wonder Years in that there'll be like 22-year-old Dave, and then me playing, you know, the present day 26-year-old Dave. No, there'll be like me like right out of college, played by Shia LaBeouf. How do you say that?
Yeah.
No, I don't know how to play it. And then I'll be the narrator.
Oh, okay.
But maybe, you know, I'll play like a tiny little character in it or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe a big character, I don't know. But I won't be playing Dave Hill.
Yeah.
There'll be someone else doing that.
Yeah.
But it'll be, you know, sort of me present day, sort of in the voice of the book.
Right.
And, my act or whatever.
Yeah.
Just sort of confident moron. But, yeah, it should be good. I'm excited about it.
And how, is it going to be literally based on the book? Or are you going to read passages from it? Or is it going to sort of just extrapolate things?
Some of it will be sort of inspired,
Right.
like taking, you know, I think the pilot will be based on one of the essays in the book. And
Yeah.
a lot, you know, if it goes to series, a lot of it will be stuff from the book. But then also, you know, Eric, whom I'm writing it with, he's from like outside of Chicago.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of like from the perspective of, you know, a guy from the Midwest who doesn't really fit in with the game plan of, I mean, kind of like, I mean, you and me and whoever. Like,
Right.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
in Cleveland, like, you're better off if you're, and I love Cleveland, but it's like, if you want to work in sales,
Right.
or be a doctor, or something. If you want to like have like a more traditional job, like it's a
Yeah.
great place for that. But if you're somehow don't see yourself fitting in to any of that, it can be like feel like an oddball. So Eric and I are both sort of from that.
Right.
So I think it'll be inspired by my own
you
life and his.
Yeah.
Are you one of those people that always felt like they had a book in them, and do you feel like you have another one?
Well, I started writing. I mean, I always played in bands, and then I started writing. My sister was at the Plain Dealer, and then and she started like reading some of the stuff that I had written, and was like, "Oh, you should be a writer." So I gave it a shot and started writing for the Plain Dealer, and then, you know, I thought I was kind of on the road to like maybe, write a book, because I thought like, oh, that'll be. I guess that's what you eventually do if you're writing this kind of stuff. And then I got sidetracked. I ended up in New York, started writing for television, and then I started doing like stand-up comedy, storytelling, or whatever the hell it is that I do. But I did that, which I never planned to do ever in my life. And I got really sidetracked with that, and that became like what I was really busy with. And then I was like, oh fuck, like I forgot I meant to write a book, And then also my parents never understood anything that I was doing. It was always like super confusing. Like once Robin Williams talked about me in an interview, and my parents read that and they were like, oh, like Mrs. Doubtfire likes our son, that's cool. Or I'd written for the New York Times a bit, and they get that. But so I was like, oh, I should write a book, and then they'll be proud of me.
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't my main.
Right.
I just wanted to do it. But yeah, so I wrote this one, and I'm writing a new one now. For this one's St. Martin's Press, and then the new one's Blue Rider Press, which is with part of Penguin. So I'm supposed to be writing a new book, but that I'm kind of writing two new books, and one of them will become the new book.
Do you always write
to get
humorous stuff, or not necessarily?
No, I mean, I think there's some serious stuff in this book, Tasteful Nudes, about, I'd write about the death of my mother, and then about my, experiences with anxiety and depression and all that stuff. I mean, like, it's written about in a humorous way, but I don't think... This is my favorite thing. I only mention this because I was psyched when he said it, but Dick Cavett, he read it, and he was saying, he's like been very open with his own experiences with being bipolar and all that. And so he read my book, and he was like, oh, you're the first, he's like, I've read so much stuff on that subject, but you're the first person I've ever seen who was able to write about it and be really funny, but without diminishing the subject matter. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty...
Right.
I was psyched.
Yeah.
High compliment. So, but yeah, so, and it's funny, like, the book, I feel like that's what, that sort of stuff resonated with people a lot. It seemed, that, like, because if you would just, like, see me live or see my videos or whatever, I mean, I'm just like an idiot most of the time, in Twitter or whatever. Yeah. So a lot of people thought the book would just be all silly stuff. So, but I think people were, for the most part, like, really liked that it was not all silly. There were some people that were like, "Why is it not all silly?" But fuck them, I don't care.